New York Giants defensive end Jason Pierre-Paul notched 16.5 sacks and made the Pro Bowl in 2011. Fast forward to today, JPP has even higher expectations. I'm Antonieta Collins with your ESPN headline. For more on this, we are joined by ESPN New York's Mike Mazzeo. Mike, in what ways does JPP want to be better than the old JPP?
Right. I mean, Tony, in 2011, Jason Pierre-Paul had 16.5 sacks and ended up going to the Pro Bowl, so he had a phenomenal year. Giants wound up winning the Super Bowl that year, but ever since he's had just 2 sacks in his last 23 games, hasn't been as effective a player. So the Giants made some additions this offseason to improve their pass rush. They brought in Robert Ayers from Denver. They have a young kid, Demontre Moore, who they really like. But I think ultimately they feel like the defense can be the strength of their team, but it has to start up front, and that has to start with Jason Pierre-Paul. He has to be better at beating the double team, certainly something he struggled with in the past. And for them to be a really successful defense, he has to be a difference maker for them, especially since Jason Tuck has since departed for Oakland. He was their leading sack guy last year with 11. Giants only had 34 sacks, which was tied for 25th in the NFL. And that's always been their strength when they've been a good team. Their pass rush has been their strength, and it has to be again. And again, like I said before, it starts with Jason Pierre-Paul and ends with Jason Pierre-Paul. He has to get back to being that dominant pass rusher that he was in the past.
Now, Mike, this is a team that had a disappointing season last year, needed to make changes. What have you seen this preseason so far that gives them a positive outlook?
Well, their defense has definitely been the strength of their team early on. Again, their pass rush has been good. They did a lot to fortify their secondary, bring in the likes of Dominic Rodgers, Camardi, and Walter Thurman. So they feel like their secondary is really one of the big strengths of their team. Now, offensively, it's really a question mark. They're still trying to get acclimated to new offensive coordinator Ben McAdoo's West Coast system. Taken a while. It didn't really look that great against Pittsburgh, aside from Rashard Jennings' long touchdown run. So they're still trying to work out the kinks. They're still installing a lot of their plays. Victor Cruz said today that while it hasn't looked great so far, you're not seeing all 100% of their packages, which they're still installing. So the offense is a question mark. The offensive line definitely has some question marks on it, but they're definitely optimistic about the fact that by the start of the regular season, their offense will be ready and geared up and ready to go.
There you have it, Mike Mazzeo, with what you need to know. And make sure you check out the latest Giants news right here on ESPNNewYork.com. I'm Antonieta Collins with your ESPN headline.